not something we talk about much as an industry or as people, but that initial interaction when meeting someone can make money, dollars. The biscuit face real estate agent, you don't want one of those. Let's talk about it right now.
Good morning.
This is like show and tell today. What have you got there?
It looks like
It's a stop sign.
mandated stop and slow sign for the new business folks.
It's my side hustle, Mark.
It says low. It's just like, yeah. Apparently they charge themselves out to companies at $105 an hour to building companies out of interest.
Yeesh.
Far out.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I just found it next to the camera. Bit of fun.
This came from my center console of my car. I bought it at Barrel One in Brookvale. It is a cold brew coffee.
Nice. Out of 10, what do you rate it? We're getting a live review.
Cracking. Ooh.
I don't like it at all, but I will buy one again.
Oh, well,
Nice,
I guess
nice.
that's all that matters, isn't it?
Respect.
It's just handy. Guys, what do we talk about this morning? This is important, eh? Like, this is something that is under us. We're talking about human psychology. We're talking about body language. We're talking about making more money for clients, for landlords, for sellers. We're talking about making that buyer relationship or just those relationships enduring and silky smooth just by a few simple things.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what you've said is basically, it sums it up really. It's just the importance of that first interaction with your agent at your open home. I feel like it doesn't get talked enough in this industry, the importance of creating that, that first interaction with the agent, that connection, that will, withstand the whole process of your campaign or your rental experience. It's very important.
It's something so underlying that no one is talking about, like you said. It's the psychology of what's going on in the interaction that you might not even be aware of, which is going to set the groundwork for this I guess project you've got going forward, be it a rental home, or if you're looking to get into the rental market, any of the above. That first interaction you have with the agent can either say or make or break it, I guess.
Make or break. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's talk about the first 15 seconds of that interaction. What does that mean of that first 15 seconds, Mark?
So they reckon that you will develop 80% of that person's personality within the first 15 seconds of the interaction with them. So it shows you the importance of a smile. It shows within that first 15 seconds, it shows you the importance of eye contact. It shows the importance of hand contact. It shows you the importance of posture. The way that you're standing, sitting, or whatever you're doing. It's super, super important, and it sets the play. So if you don't get that right, if your real estate agent is not getting that right, and you know what I love about this is anything in business. It's not just real estate, but that first 15 seconds of meeting that client, you want to be alive, you want to be fresh, you want to be happy, and you know what? You don't have the right to have a bad day. Your customer has employed you to put on a good show with your tenants and with your buyers, a damn good show. So relevant to what's happening, it's a bit like being a news presenter on television. You don't have the right to have a shitty day. You got to be on point every single time you're talking on camera, and same thing as an agent. You got to be on point when you're at that open house.
Exactly. And, that's the biggest thing I found when starting real estate, actually. I've just come out of school and, people don't realize how on point you have to be, like whether it is that open or that meeting, you always have to be on. You always have to be sharp, essentially, and not slip up.
Like you said, Mark, if you want to put it into example, your prospective tenant looking to get into the rental market, you walk into an open home, and within 15 seconds, you unconsciously or consciously know if you want to do business with the person at the open home, be it the agent or just anyone really.
Yeah.
It really can just make or break, like I was touching on earlier.
Yeah.
And it's down to stuff that you don't even realize. Exactly. Body language is a part of negotiation, 100%. You can be on the defensive, you can be on the offensive, you can be neutral. It goes deeper than anyone knows.
Yeah.
And it plays down to little things that you don't even recall, you don't even notice, but you do notice, if that makes a bit of sense.
Yeah. Basically, just going off Charlie here, just a bit of a segue. But people wonder why, since me and Charlie mainly do rentals, they wonder why the process of them moving in was so smoothly. They can't really pinpoint one exact moment, but little do they know it was that first interaction where we met. We had a bit of a chat, got to know them a bit. They got to know me. It helps set the scene, essentially.
Definitely so. Just lay the groundwork.
And don't forget, people will not buy the property if they don't have a good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
People won't rent the property if they don't have a good feeling. That feeling can be the real estate agent. If they don't feel trust, if they don't feel fun on that, they don't feel good about that transaction, they will kill or burn that transaction. So landlords have got to realise, and sellers have got to realise, you are putting opposite the best buyer or the best tenant a real estate agent that you've chosen. So you must make sure that agent that you're choosing is on game all of the time when representing purchasers. And that's why often we get chosen by landlords that go to open houses of ours, or by sellers that go to open houses of ours as buyers, because they're watching how we're actually acting and interacting with those buyers and tenants that are there.
Exactly. It's your future business, meeting those people. You might think they're just here for the open home, but little do you know that could be your next potential client. It's very, very important to set that connection off at the start good, and ensuring everyone's happy, I guess.
Exactly.
And body language, which we'll talk about off air a little bit there. I can't remember Alan P's body language expert. I remember when I was your age, I went to go and see him, and some amazing stuff, very basic stuff that was taught to me very young. And, that first 15 seconds is part of it. But bear in mind, and I'm going to tell you something, and some people may go, look, what are you bloody talking about? And then I'm going to give you the opposite example, and then it's going to all make sense. When you show your teeth, so what did you say, Charlie? You show when you're smiling?
Yeah, it dates back to primate like evolution. It's showing your teeth. It's a form of submission. It shows comfort. It shows that you're not on guard, that you're kind of laid back, relaxed. You're showing your kind of weapon, kind of. You're saying, look, I don't pose any threat. I'm submissive. I'm calm. I'm cool. And it's like easy to look at. It's a lot easier to look at someone smiling, showing a bit of teeth, rather than someone clenched up, like I guess dead serious.
Eyes wide open.
Yeah,
exactly.
Eyes wide open. Happy eyes, happy face. Another thing as well, the body language, an open palm. So if anyone who's studied, again, that first 15 seconds,
yeah.
The whole idea of a handshake is having an open palm. It's showing that you don't have a weapon. It again goes back, like you said, thousands of years. It shows submission by showing an open palm, smiley face, and leaning gently towards a person. Also shows submission. And then when you shake that person's hand, super important, you match their handshake.
Yeah.
You match their handshake. So what happens is when you match their handshake, you're mirroring that person. If they're a strong character, they'll have a strong handshake. You have a strong handshake. If they're a timid person, you don't crush their hand, right? So again, it's that first 15 seconds of not being a biscuit face. Hey, out of interest, I'm going to tell someone this is one of the best pieces of advice I got from a security guard for a president in the world.
Really?
You ready for this?
Yes.
Yep. When you shake someone's hand, send your 2 fingers up their wrist.
So going down or coming back up?
When you shake their hand, send your 2 fingers up their wrist.
Ah, I see.
Right? Can you guys do that on camera right now? Watch this. Send your 2 fingers up the wrist. Now, try to squeeze each other's hands hard.
You can't.
You can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. Now, don't do that. Don't put the 2 fingers up the wrist and just grab each other's hands normally and try to squeeze them.
Yeah, no.
Right? So if you're a smaller lady and you have a small hand and you're shaking first 15 seconds, we're looking for starting off happy in not being a biscuit face. If you send your 2 fingers up the person's wrist, they actually don't feel it, but it makes it impossible for that handshake to be crushed. Very important. Next thing.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That is very interesting. Body language is probably the most important factor when when meeting, having that first interaction as well.
I'd say definitely second to actual language. It's people definitely respond to what they're unconsciously saying. The way someone's standing, stuff like stuff we've touched on like just then. However, they also do respond quite well to what they're actually being told. If you speak in confidence, you speak well, you're well spoken, you're just kind of talking like you know what you're doing. It's also really well received when looking to have these transactions enacted. It's all good to, I guess, stand the part, behave the part, and communicate effectively with your body language. But I'd say just as important is your actual language, speaking to someone one-on-one. We're a communicative bunch here at Novak, and people definitely respond well to it.
Yeah.
And it just boils down to, again, just being someone's friend. It's human talking to human. Everyone responds well to language. It's something that
it's massive, and people don't like a smart ass. Sandra's saying Luke Maroney inbox and lie. Yep. People don't like a smart ass. People don't like a biscuit face. They want happy. They want interactive. Another thing as well, I think with real estate agents, great real estate agents, it's a tennis game. The transaction, if you think of the transaction like a tennis game, to put on a good tennis game, you can't have the ball served and miss it. You can't play a slow game because it's frustrating because the other person's standing on the other end of the court going, far out, when is this going to come back? You've got to be on the ball all the time, zappy. People bloody love it. And in this day and age with Uber Eats, with your food delivery, with calling, like everything is snappy, everything's on point. So not being a biscuit face is slow. And you guys asked me what a biscuit face is, so I got to at the beginning of the show. It's someone who's just like shit, but the idea is it's snappiness, it's happiness, it's as soon as they come through on point. It's matching every answer, but every question fast. So giving the people what they want fast, and it's also backing a question onto it and being interested in that client, not just a yes/no person. Ladies and gentlemen, if your agent is not doing this, maybe you don't know, call them and try, send someone to the open house. This can be a reason why your property's not sold or not rented. Is there anything else we want to talk about today, gents?
I think we've summed it up really. We've spoken about body language, the importance of just interacting generally with each other, and a lot of things I've found out with just talking to you and Charlie now. It's very very interesting. A lot of people don't tend to realize the importance of these things.
Definitely so. Something that goes so unhidden, but can be the reason your property's not rented, it's not bought yet, and it really
got the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
And guys, is there anything else on that wonderful list on there that we've missed before we go? I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we've ticked everything off. Yeah.
We're flying.
Awesome.
Mark. Awesome.
Wonderful.
It's easy. Thanks for watching,
Have a
guys.
great day. I'm gonna finish my Barrel One coffee in a can.
Wonderful. We've got the
Oh,
sign.
You need to
nice.
slow down on it, Mark, okay?
Yeah.
No speeding.
Slow down. Stop. Guys, have a great day. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show. The thing I love most about today's show that I think people are going to get is going to be that handshake. You're using it every day.
No.
It's a good one.
See
It's
ya.
a good one.
For the
I'm going to
ages.
take it away, yeah.
See ya. Bye.